Sefer hamidos, the book of traits, the book of attributes. Anhogos yesharos, good, straight customs to carry oneself. Sefer the Aleph base book. Chapter Gaiva Ois Gimel, chapter Gaiva arrogance. 1. The Mashiach will not come until all the arrogance in the world ceases. 2. Through arrogance one comes to homosexual desires. Also one comes to anger. Also, sometimes a woman cannot conceive because she adorns herself and is arrogant. Also, sometimes a woman cannot conceive because she, in brackets, overly, end brackets, adorns herself and is arrogant. 3. Through arrogance, famine comes to the world. 4. Through arrogance, one comes to drunkenness and vice versa. 5. Through arrogance, one comes to be frightened. 6. It is auspicious to annul arrogance, is to give charity. 7. One who arrogantly imposes rabbinical authority, God arouses enemies against him. 8. One who experiences an uplifted heart should know that the hour is successful for him. Should know that the hour, in brackets, time, and brackets, is successful for him. 9. One who saves poor people has power in his gaze on arrogant people to humble them. 10. One who walks in a public marketplace and falls, for certain he has a large ego. 11. Conducive to overcoming arrogance, to take part in the suffering of the Jews. It's a segula to overcoming arrogance, to take part in the suffering of the Jews. 12. A poor man who is pursued by a wicked man. Know that the poor man is haughty. 13. Pride causes a loss of faith. 14. Pride blocks one's heart and eyes from perceiving the blessed God's wonders and from experiencing awe before him. Pride blocks one's heart and eyes from perceiving the blessed God's wonders and from experiencing awe before him. 15. One should not find cause to be haughty due to brilliant perceptions or good deeds, for it all comes by way of the tzaddik of the generation, and one is merely by the tzaddik like a pen by a scribe. 16. Eating and drinking bring to arrogance. 17. A rectification for arrogance is that one should fast. 18. Conducive to arrogance, to look at the sky. Conducive to a segula to overcoming, in brackets, overcoming, end brackets, arrogance, to look at the sky. To look at the sky. 19. A person is spooked by nightmares in order to remove embedded arrogance which is concealed from him, which he doesn't discern. A person is spooked by nightmares, spooked by nightmares in order to remove embedded arrogance which is concealed from him, which he doesn't discern. 20. Anyone who is conceited, his wisdom and prophecy depart. His wisdom and prophecy, in brackets, possibly intuition, end brackets, depart. 21. An arrogant pauper is unbearable. He too eventually has regretted and eventually has regret and is despised in his own eyes. An arrogant pauper is unbearable, in brackets, to the intellect, on brackets, end of brackets. He too eventually has regret and is despised in his own eyes. 22. An egotist. Alternative text, someone beautiful is unable to humble his self-regard, and will come to forgetfulness. And egotist, alternative text, someone beautiful is unable to humble his self-regard, and will come to forgetfulness. 23. A conceited person is handicapped. A conceited person is, in brackets, considered physically, end brackets, handicapped. 24. Depending upon the necessity of the matter, it may be permissible to act in a way which appears arrogant. 25. An arrogant person will eventually commit adultery. He is like an idolater, like one who denies the essentials of faith, like one who committed all forms of incest, and like one who built an altar for idolatry. His importance diminishes to nothing. He deserves to be chopped down like the adulterous Asherah tree. His remains, or uprooted, chopped down like the idolatrous Asherah tree. His remains will not be stirred for the resurrection, and the Shekhinah wails over him. His remains, his dirt, will not be stirred and aroused, stirred for the resurrection, and the Shekhinah wails over him. Anach Nachman, Nachman miyuman. 26. Like one who committed all forms of incest. 26. A tzaddik's hat is conducive to removing arrogance. 27. Through faith, you will be able to break yourself from pride and rule over the vice of arrogance. 28. An arrogant person, his thoughts are unsuccessful. An arrogant person, his thoughts, brackets, plans, and brackets, are unsuccessful. 29. When you happen upon a transgression without awareness, it is certain that you have arrogance, and through this is showing you that you are not yet a tzaddik, and through this, in brackets, accidental sin, heaven and brackets, end brackets, and end brackets, is showing you that you are not yet a tzaddik. 30. When any conceit comes to you, be concerned from calamity. When any conceit comes to you, be concerned from calamity, in brackets, befalling you, end brackets. 31. A poor man of humble spirit, even though he doesn't give charity, he is better than a prideful rich man, even though he gives charity. 32. When pride falls upon you, visualize before you your Father's image. 33. Arrogance is a sign of downfall, God forbid. Arrogance is a sign of, in brackets, or for, and brackets, downfall, God forbid. Arrogance is a sign of, brackets, for downfall, God forbid. God forbid. 34. Arrogance is a result of your not having rectified the sins of youth. 35. One whose wine sours, it is certain that he is haughty. 36. One who is haughty, his dwelling place will not endure. 37. One who has arrogance, and he cannot dwell in the world. Brackets, God, end brackets, and he cannot dwell, brackets together, end brackets, in the world. Even a slight breeze troubles him. His prayer goes unheeded. He does not have healing. He becomes impoverished in Torah, and his wife denigrates him. 38. One who dons the garb of a Torah scholar, and he is not a Torah scholar, will not be brought into God's partition. 39. Pride holds back Mashiach, and confounds a person from the world. Pride holds back, brackets, the coming of, end brackets, Mashiach, and confounds a person from the world. 40. The verse, if his height rises to the sky, and his head reaches the clouds, he will be eternally destroyed like dung. Those that look upon him will say, where is he? The verse, if his height rises to the sky, and his head reaches the clouds, he will be eternally destroyed like dung. Those that look upon him will say, where is he? And the verse, for refuge is not forever, and is the crown, in brackets, of wealth, and brackets, lasting for generations. For refuge is not forever, and is the crown lasting for generations, are conducive to breaking haughtiness. Chapter Geneva Igzela, theft. Geneva and Gezela means Geneva is secretly, and openly is Gezela. 1. One whose heart is tempted to steal, in brackets, openly, end brackets, since he has permitted himself to steal from his fellow, he is poised to commit any sin, and there is no remedy to turn him away from his evil way. 2. Through the sin of stealing, the locusts arise, and there is famine, and people eat the flesh of their children. 3. Someone who does not benefit others with his money, through this robbers come upon him. 4. One who steals the worth of a penny from his fellow, it is as if he takes away his soul, and the soul of his sons and daughters, and even indirectly, and even in brackets, if he stole, and brackets, indirectly. 5. Someone who does not have regard for his friend's money, it is certain that he is a thief. 6. Overpricing is permissible to charge non-Jews. 7. 6. Overpricing is permissible to charge non-Jews. 7. Someone who clenches his hand shut from charity, robbers come upon him. Someone who clenches his hand shut from brackets giving and brackets charity, robbers come upon him. 8. One who puts his trust in Gentiles, in the end they take from him by force. 9. Through judges and teachers that aren't good, also butchers. Through this the enemies consume the livelihood of the Jewish people. Through judges and teachers, brackets of children and brackets that aren't good, also butchers. Through this the enemies consume the livelihood of the Jewish people. 10. One who dilutes his beverage with water, thieves come upon him. Translator's note: this refers to a shopkeeper who has the beverage for sale. 11. Someone who takes a portion from a robbery. In the end, the matter will be exposed. 12. A city in which there are thieves, it is certain that the rabbi likes bribery. Oh, the Rav. A city in which there are thieves, it is certain that the rabbi likes bribery. 13. Through empty words, thieves come. Through empty words, brackets, conversation, thieves come. 14. It is permissible to deceive others in order to save a Jewish soul. 15. Concerning one who humiliates his friend, in the end he will give false testimony in order to steal money. 16. One who has trust from his early years is saved from robbers. One who has trust, brackets, in God and brackets, from his early years is saved from robbers. 16. Through hearing foolish words, thieves come. 18. Through falsehood, thieves come. Theft, geneva, igzela, second part. 1. Through deception comes, God forbid, sickness of the lungs and chest. Through deception comes, God forbid, sickness of the lungs and chest. 2. Through deception come thoughts of promiscuity with a Gentile woman. 3. Through theft, one loses cognizance. Das. 4. Theft harms the eyes. 5. Through saying Tikkun Chatzois, one is saved from thieves. Through saying Tikkun Chatzois, which is the midnight rectification, one is saved from thieves. 6. Someone who has pain raising children should read the, in brackets, passage in the Torah describing, end brackets, story of creation every day. Also, through this reading, he is saved from being accused of stealing. Again, this was sefer hamidos, ois gimel, letters gavo, geneva, igzela, gavo, arrogance, geneva, igzela, theft, openly or hittingly, secretly and openly. Geneva is secretly, igzela is openly. Geneva, igzela.